It's a pretty common issue. You're trying to figure out what to watch, and when you finally get an idea what movie or TV show might be perfect for some entertainment, you realize that you don't know if one of the many streaming services out there actually has it. I mean, sure, you could do a web search to figure it out, but a lot of those articles or listings might be completely outdated. And in the act of trying to figure out where to watch that content, you've all of a sudden wasted a lot of time and maybe you just give up altogether. I've certainly had that issue come up on multiple occasions, but recently I found a way to tackle that problem no matter what kind of content I wanted to watch or even listen to. As it turns out, it was through a service that has been around for over a decade now. And a decade ago was when I last used it, but now it's more powerful than ever. Hey, it's Joshua Vergara. What's going on, everybody? Here's a look at Plex, the ways that you can watch content via the service, and diving into the new Discover and Watchlist features. For those of you who might be new to me and are seeing me courtesy of Plex during their Pro Week, it's great to meet all of you. I'm Joshua Vergara, a tech YouTuber that basically has screens literally all around my life, through which I give my perspectives on tech and the tech lifestyle. Of course, it's through those screens that I also enjoy content in all manner of ways, including the way we're talking about today, which is through Plex and the Plex Pass. So with that said, it is disclaimer time. Plex is the sponsor of this video, and I want to thank them for reaching out and having me return to Plex after some time since I used the streaming platform last. So if you don't already know, Plex is a globally available streaming platform that has an extensive library of content for all viewers to enjoy. We're going to get more into some of these things later, but for now I'm going to share some of the key features that make Plex and the Plex Pass really enticing for those of you who might have media you want to share via your own servers as well. Let's start things off with the recently added and impressive Discover tab. You're going to select your most used streaming services in the settings, and then the Discover feature will stay updated with all the latest and greatest across all of the platforms that you watch most, and not just Plex. Even better, when you do see something you like, you can just save everything to that one master watch list, even if it's not on Plex. Even movies that have not come out yet, they can be featured in trending trailers, and those can be added to your watch list as well. Let's do one prime example. Let's look for one of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. Spider-Man No Way Home was amazing, and while you might think that a Marvel movie like this is actually on Disney+, it actually isn't. It's over on Starz via subscription. Meanwhile, if I go over here and search for X-Men First Class, and we can find X-Men First Class right here, and it is there that we actually have a Disney Plus subscription. So by adding all of these titles to the watch list, I can get notified when Spider-Man finally moves from Starz and over to a subscription service that I actually use. Alternatively, right over here are the links to the listings for renting or buying the movie from places like Google Play Movies or Amazon Video. And you can do this virtually with any movie or show via the search function. It's just that by putting it into your watch list, it makes the updated info even easier to access. Maybe something that you want to watch is not in Plex's extensive built-in library, and it is indeed extensive, but you can't remember exactly what streaming service, if any at all, actually holds it. That's where Plex's powerful search engine comes into play. Now, what I love about this is it basically covers not only the many different streaming platforms, but also content from across languages and cultures. I've been all about the Korean dramas lately, and one of the most popular ones is Extraordinary Attorney Woo. Enter the name of the show, and while I might be shown titles that may be similar to Extraordinary Attorney Woo, a short scroll down shows that it is checking other streaming platforms, and sure enough, there it is, and when I click on it, it is available via Netflix. This is true for any of the titles that you might have in mind, with Plex giving you suggestions from its own library in case you get inspired to watch one of those titles. But you can search for whatever show or movie you want to watch across all the streaming platforms, and that makes Plex an easy place for you to start your journey to finding all the content you want to enjoy. Now, for Plex Pass users, you can extend the reach of your watch list by making an RSS feed. Any service that takes an RSS feed can then publish your watch list for anyone to see and to access. So friends, family, or anyone that you want can see what you're looking for, what you're watching, and can keep up with your content interests no matter where they might be available or streaming from. Keeping a good watch list also makes things easier to play on other devices. I've been showing all of this from my laptop, but accessing Plex on a television or even a tablet or in a smartphone app gives you the same level of control and reach. Checking on any of the shows or movies that you're interested in can easily lead you to the right place, and then your enjoyment can start up easily. It's just another layer to discovery, as the Universal Watchlist can also inform the Discover tab of what kind of content you might be interested in, leading to well-informed suggestions that are available either in the Plex Plex library or, like I said, across different streaming platforms. There's another Plex Pass feature that comes in really handy, the Discover Together beta. Head over to the Discover area and find your friends right over here. Now, this is a feature that's in beta right now, but Plex invited me to tease it for all of you, because you can cultivate a community with the friends you have on Plex where you can see their watch history, their activity, their watch list, what titles they may have checked out, and then you can share recommendations amongst one another inside of that community. Your community and your friends can also see what rating you have given pieces of content, and you can even send messages to one another in reference to specific titles, so you can talk about all of the content that you're watching together. By the way, even though this feature is currently in beta, it is available to all Plex Pass users, and it will soon be available to all users. Really, that's just an easy way for everyone to stay connected and literally discover new things together. But remember, Plex has its own library of content, streaming absolutely for free. I was surprised by the amount of content spanning all types of genres. As a fan of Asian cinema and shows, I was easily finding some of my favorite titles. For example, if I just head over to the action area, I can see that the entire Ip Man saga is in here. Aside from that, I found movies that I've known are great, but never actually got around to watching. Case in point, right here, Train to Busan. This is in the Plex library right now. Now, I know some of you are probably screaming at the screen, seriously, you haven't seen Train to Busan? Well, now I have, because it's available in Plex. Also, if you happen to be a channel surfer, Plex has that covered as well. While we might be inundated with streaming services and subscriptions by this point, there are many free television-style channels that are pumping out content basically 24/7. The guide gives you a quick look at all of the content that is currently playing and the upcoming schedules, and you can select any of these titles. You can even favorite certain channels, and they will appear in their own tab, so it just makes it easier to kind of wade through all of those many channels and find the things that you want to get to quickly. While I might not channel surf the way that I used to, sometimes it's nice to just come to this area and see if there happens to be something interesting for me to have in the background when I'm like doing chores or just kind of doing anything, honestly. Oftentimes it turns out to be something that I didn't think about seeking out, but once it's there, I'm like, oh yeah, it would be pretty nice to revisit that. And so there you have it, a pretty in-depth look at the ways that Plex supports the viewing and sharing experience for all kinds of content. Now, as a viewer, I'm always just happy to have one place that I can go to search for that one title I really want to enjoy, and it's got all the right tools to point me in the right direction. Aside from that, the ever-growing built-in library is a great place to find some new things to watch or just to revisit the classics, as well as channel surf when I've exhausted literally all other options. A big thanks to Plex once again for having me for their Plex Pro week. It's been great to come back to the platform, and I plan on using it for many of the reasons that I outlined in this video. Thanks again for having me, and enjoy your content, everybody.